Okay, perfect. Howdy, gang. Alright. So, another week. Another live stream. Sorry about the delayed start. I was just having a quick snack before we started because it's getting late. It's been a while. So, show us the bed. No, it's over there this time. It's not behind me, so you guys don't get to see. Got my eyes on you. Fucking shit stirs. Alright. So, you know what I almost want to do? When I get my actual, like, finalized setup all done, I'll make sure to get, like, an actual, like, prop bed or something. Okay. So, we're going to do a normal look around. We'll hit up the gacha after the welfare. Then we'll do blueprints, alterations, all the fun stuff. Now, I noticed that some people have been talking about my normal Sunday videos. Yeah, I gotta get back to doing those. It's just, after taking such a long break, it's kind of hard to get back into the groove of spending, 5-6 hours doing those videos. So I just gotta stop being lazy, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, oh, I haven't had time. Oh, I had time. It's just, playing Final Fantasy 14 and getting used to not having to do them. It's hard to suddenly throw away all that time, Anyways, let's get looking at the welfare, and we'll go from there. Alright, Type A. The G Arcane. When attack with beam, long shot, raised attack. Okay, so this only affects your neutral attacks, to my knowledge. It's not going to affect anything else, and from the fact that no one's called me out on it yet, I guess I'm not wrong. So, it's not inherently terrible, it's just that because it only boosts your neutral attacks, not your EX or anything, has limited use. Long range transformer. Long range is not the most common tag to see. It's starting to become a little more widespread, but still nice. I will say that having it on a welfare is always pleasant. Actually, I'm really curious here. What's going on here? Why does this have such... you know what, give me a sec here. I'm gonna use this one, but I'm gonna just trim off the edges because I know it's still being a little bit of a problem child here. I wanted to use the other one, but I realized that some of the screen was cut off, which isn't very helpful. Good enough. Okay. Anyways, back to what we were doing. So, as I was saying, long range is nice to see, especially on a welfare. Transformer, we've had a good handful of those already in the welfare pool, so nothing terribly exciting. Stat-wise, it does sit kind of at the higher end for shot attack, 2700. Typically you see 24, 25, so 27 is actually on the higher end. Impressive. Then again, this is, kind of a shot machine to begin with. So, now, when buffed, Vernier consumption 0 for 10 seconds. Personally, I don't find this to be the most useful of traits. But then again, I don't really find much regarding the Vernier consumption in the first place. Maybe more useful for melee pilots. But this is a little weird. When buffed, Vernier consumption equals 0 for 10 seconds. I'm going to assume it refreshes every time a new buff gets applied. So if you were already in the middle of that, 10-second window and another one happened, it would just refresh. But there may be bugs involved, so who knows? Personally, I don't like it very much, but melee might find it useful. Long range transformer again for tags. Numerically, nothing terribly exciting as a welfare. It does have relatively high shot defense, which will carry over into shot attack with a change gear, but even that doesn't really push it excessively high for a welfare. Pushes it more or less into the median range. Numbers have been increasing a lot, so... Beam wire, A, D power. I don't even have to look at the rest of it. D power pretty much disqualifies it. Alright, numerically pretty much the same as the torso. Really surprising to see even a welfare pair of arms so low on melee. Typically they'd even push 11-1200, but wow, sub 1k. I guess on shot attack, because it is a pair of arms, but even then we've had a welfare with higher shot attack, so... Long range, high mobility. So it tosses Transformer, gets high mobility. I do like the long range edition. Transformer, high mobility, both of these are very usable tags. So, okay. Also got them legs. When long range, enemy EX skill penetration reduced by 22%. So while you have the long range tag activated, you're gonna take less stagger from EX skills. Pierce is pierce, penetration is stagger rate. Like, I guess it's useful if it's not a cutscene EX. Cool. Long range, high mobility. Yeah, it's pair legs. You can always find the sketchy haro chip generator from 4chan. Man, so thinking about that, like, I've seen people legitimately fall for those things and think, oh, I can get free premium currency in this gacha game. I just got to give them my account information. I'm sitting there listening to these people like, dude, this is one of the oldest scams in the book. What are you on? Whoa. My connection is super jittery right now. Come on. Do I have to reconnect? Okay, give me a sec. I'm gonna kill the connection between my phone and the, come on. There we go. Let's just reconnect it. It just started stuttering and kind of died out on me there, which obviously is not very helpful. I may actually switch back to a wired approach to this whole shebang, but we'll see. Come on. Screen share. If I have to reboot my phone, I'm going to be a very not happy camper about this whole situation. Am I really going to have to? Over this? Really? Come on. There we go. Audio's okay. We're all good now. We're back to. Don't make me bust out a cable, man. I really don't wanna. I really don't want to have to go plug in a friggin'. But I might have to. No, it's not the phone overheating. The router that I was provided by my ISPs had some real issues with its wireless. So I'm just going to assume it's that. Where did I put my charger? Ah, yes, here. Give me a sec. I'm just gonna wire this directly to my machine and go from there because, yeah. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Wowzers. We'll use this USB slot, I guess. And then plug that in there. Just give me a sec while I set up the other software real quick. Okay. Now, this also means we're going to lose the game audio, unfortunately. But what can you do about that, huh? Come on. Connect, damn it. Okay. And it looks like, flawless victory. Okay. Now, unfortunately, side effect, it has a lower frame rate, but you know what? We make do with what we can. Where's my, there it is. All right, cool. And all is good. So we'll just kind of resume to where we were. So, anyways. Things can never just work, can they? I didn't have this issue last stream. I had other issues. It just never ends. Alright, we'll take a look at the backpack next. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I can find some kind of like background music here so it's not completely just dull and dreary silence. Give me a second here. I should have something laying around here that won't get my thing demonetized. Oh, you know what? I know exactly what I can use. Where is it? I'm gonna... Okay, yeah, let's mute that first, because I know that my audio has this habit of playing extremely loud at the beginning, and I don't want to deafen everybody like I do with the Twitter videos. That's always terribly, terribly awkward. Bandicam. Okay. Hey. Is there a reason? There we go. Minimize the crap out of that. That should be perfect. Alright, and can I set this to a single loop? Yes, cool. Alright, fire and forget. Back to what we were doing. Let's hope it doesn't get interrupted again. Okay, so when in arena, sortie, shooty power boosted. Shooty pew pew. So that's going to have very limited applications. Obviously, it's only going to be useful in arena. But the fact it does boost your shooting power is quite nice. So it really comes down to you whether or not you think this is going to be very useful or not, you know, based on what you're putting it into. Maybe a nice sub-slot for a arena build, but up to you. Yeah, the fact you can't use it in like any other content kind of, you know, diminishes the value a bit. But at least you can use it in arena, you know. Long range, support type, cool. Numerically, you know, it's a backpack. Nothing terribly amazing there. The support type's an interesting tag to see. But actually, support type's really not that common. At least, you know, recently, so I'll take it. Crap, that's not bad. Sword. With technique attribute, enemy melee power reduced. Alright, that's solid. Very easy to get a technique attributed suit. And that's a solid numerical thing right there. Long range transformer. The stats are crap. Okay. Okay. I like that sword. I'll take it. The large beam sword. That's a gun. I don't know how to say this, but that's not a sword. Okay, moving on. 21% attacks penetrating super armor. So that's how likely you are for your attacks to make the enemy stagger. So yeah. Long range, high mobility, interesting to see on a weapon, and the stats are crap. Okay. I don't really like the trait that much, personally, but I know a lot of people, you know, like being able to have the chance to stagger bosses, and well, not like the really big bosses, but things in like battle circuit and whatnot. So this may be useful for you, but yeah, I don't like it that much, but it does have its uses in certain scenarios. Nyx Snipe. That sounds really familiar. That's the Buster Guns EX, where it just kind of points and fires a beam really quick. Okay. C- power, B+ pierce. Not that great. Numerically, it's kind of at the high end for welfare beam rifles, actually. Not bad. Not bad. Long range transformer. Okay. So it has a okay EX skill. The word tags are interesting, and the stats for a welfare are pretty good. Overall, they're not amazing. You could definitely find better in the pick ticket pool, but for a welfare. Alright, and the shield. You'd recommend this for skins. People like the way stuff looks, man. Don't judge them. Well, okay, judge them silently. Alright, A-, C-, sensor burner. Nope. Long range support type. Ah, support type again. Interesting. Okay. Numerically carries over a bit. That's like what, 600 shot attack or so, 200 melee. So it's a token numbers, you know, really nothing amazing. So, okay. The GR Arcane is a very interesting suit. It brings a lot of different things to the table. You know, it has some buffs, it has some, you know, debuffs, and not like active, but like passive ones. So I'd say it's a very interesting suit. As for whether it's really good or not, I say some of its parts excel in the welfare pool, and some of them are mediocre or lackluster. But it does bring some very interesting tags to the table that we don't see very often or don't have a lot of selection for. So I'd say it's a nice little breath of fresh air to see. Nice. All right, what do we have in the item pool? Right, it's going to be in the B. We have Mass Production, Federation, Commander, Transformer, and 4 Desert. Nice. A lot of people probably need to refresh their Commander Awakening tags, because we have got a lot of those recently. Good parts with Commander. I actually found out the other day I have like 300 unused Awakening tickets, so I should probably start Awakening stuff. Okay, let's pop on over to the gacha and see what we're playing with today. I keep getting an error message every time I try to log in. Hopefully it's just me. It could be 101 issues, really, when you're trying to log in. At least you're getting an error message. A lot of people have like infinite loading, and that's more or less a sign of a dead game. You could just not have enough space. It could have issues connecting to the server. Could be a lot of people connecting at once. 101 things. You know, just try logging in tomorrow, huh? All right. We'll take a look at the Mario Kenshi Zero, and then we'll move on to an actual mobile suit. Alright, while close combat, initial EX skill charge boosted by 20%. Very easy to activate close combat, especially on melee machines. It's more or less standard. An initial EX skill charge boost. I like that, it's nice. Just normal EX skill charge boost has a wider application, but this is still not bad. Definitely up there. I'd say definitely within the top like 10 things you could probably ask for in a trait. Close combat, 4 computers. I don't like the 4 computers that much. Close combat, you know, it's kind of a staple for most melee suits. Numerically, it actually carries over a lot of melee attack. You're looking at about 1900 melee attack after all is said and done. It's pretty solid. We've seen limited suits before push over 2k, and those are heavily specialized melee machines, so this is not bad by any means, but it definitely doesn't approach the best for limiteds. Paired with its okay word tags and its okay trait, I don't know, the head's nice, but it doesn't really wow me or anything. Unless you make a cool bobblehead though, if that's your jam. Torso. What speed attribute, melee power boosted. Very easy to get speed attribute, and it's a healthy boost. More or less a standard number multiplier you'd see on a SoCal Limited. Okay. Numerically, we're carrying over a lot of melee here. So you're looking at 900, so 2400 melee attack on a torso. That's solid. Close combat for computers. Let's see what I said about the head. Okay, so it has a nice trait. Has a lot of melee numbers behind it. Good amount of melee defense and some beefy armor. No real complaints on the torso. Arms. Speed attribute, enemy melee power reduced. I've made my dislike of seeing this kind of stuff on what you would consider a primary part for a suit. But, you know, it's there. It's just going to be a little difficult to max out because, you know, it's a SoCal/limited. You'd be better off looking in the pick ticket pool or out of welfare for something like this. Even though welfares give you 5% less per part overall, they're much more obtainable and much easier to max out. So, you know, pick your poison, I guess. Close combat for computers, see what I said about the other 2 parts, and numerically, well, we're carrying over a lot here. Wow, 5200 melee attack, that is, yeah, and it breaks 10k after fully mod. Oh. The one issue with the software is it likes to disconnect itself quite often. That's why I switched to using the other streaming stuff, but, you know, now we run into this problem. So, I can't win. Anyways, as I was saying with this part, the trait's nice. The word tags are pretty much what I said about the other two. And numerically, it does break over 10k after full mods, which is really nice to see. But again, it doesn't really do anything amazing as a Sokai part. You know, it's just a kind of like a bog standard part with a trait that's more in the I don't want to buff myself but hurt the other guy kind of thing. It's fine, but not really my cup of tea. Okay. Legs with speed attribute, melee crit rate boosted by 30%. Okay. Crit rate. I don't like this game has enough RNG in it. Please, let's not leave our damage numbers up to RNG too. But again, up to you if you want to build a 100% crit build. This will probably help if you get it. Numerically, well, yeah, much like the other parts, it does boast a significantly high amount of melee attack on it. It looks like only the head was really lacking, because the rest of the parts are showing a lot of melee on it. So the head just kind of got shafted, I guess. Close combat Gundam type. It's nice seeing Gundam type on there. Obviously, it has the close combat staple. Don't like the trait, though. Okay, numbers are good. Tags are good. Traits are eh. Alright, back. After 10 seconds pass, melee power boosted. This is going to be another one of those situationals. If your build revolves around an EX skill that takes about 10 seconds to activate, or you're running a arena in that space map where there's those stupid crates in the middle, or you're running a battle circuit, or pretty much anything where you're not, 0-second EX skilling something, this may be useful for you. Very easy to activate, but if you're looking to get the 0-second time, probably not the best thing to go with, And numerically, close combat Gundam type, yeah, no. So it's definitely a above average melee spec backpack. The tags, workable for sure. And the trait, useful in certain situations. It's a pretty okay sword. Backpack. I see the sword on there and I keep thinking sword. Thinking about that, it's actually interesting to see that this doesn't have a cutscene EX skill that uses the sword for something, Anyways. There's the Thunder Sword version 2 Falcon Sword. Ooh, so you get the really cool sword and then, well, a butter knife in comparison, frankly. I'm really curious, if you put this into a normal Gundam, are they holding like little toothpicks in their hands as they swing at stuff or what? Alright, numerically, yeah, it breaks 10k, but it has no other stats on it. So it's armor and melee offensive, but like it has nothing else really going for it. So that's really going to be kind of a, think about it. The numbers aren't bad though. The one little pickle I have is, it's going to get alternated, and the only thing that's really going to see much of a boost is melee. Yeah. Anyways, close combat Gundam type, return to nothing. A-B+. Did they flip those by accident or something? What? Okay. Anyways, melee attack gets a boost, shot defense boost, and beam resist boost. Okay. It's a slightly lower multiplier than what we would like to see on a cutscene EX skill from a Sokai part. The power is a little lacking from what we'd expect to see in a Sokai part, but it does give a lot of defensive buffs, and there's that. And it sounds pretty edgy. So it's a very interesting suit. I don't know what I would really say about it besides there's a lot of melee attack on it. Pretty much boils it down. I'd say it's a little more than a part, but like, okay, This is the second suit, I believe, that comes with a stand. The first one was the Xiong, whatever. Interesting. It's a stand. This is the work of an enemy stand. Okay. Serious business. Let's look at the Age 2 Magnum SV version. FX Plosion. Why does that sound like a really like trendy photoshopping tool or something, you know, F-Explosion. Or even like some kind of weird knockoff of Premiere, you know. Okay. Activate the FX Burst base F-Explosion. You get an aberrant amount of power. 20% melee boost, 49%. Oh, nice. Okay. So 20% speed boost, 49% melee attack boost, which is the highest number in the game pre-alt, minus that one, I can't even remember the name of it, but that one crazy mech we got a few weeks back where the head had a base like 54 or something, which was just friggin' nuts. And resist flinching. That's a pretty solid awakening overall. Very powerful boosts. Transformer high mobility tags are very workable. Numerically, the shot attack is relatively high. It's not the highest that we've seen for shot machines before, but it's still definitely up there. No complaints. Melee wise, you're looking at about, it's what, 1800 melee attack? Not bad, considering this isn't a melee first suit. More or less matches the SD. Reagan lays Julia. No, I actually didn't remember. You got. How many suits are in this game now, guys? Come on, give me a break. We're at quite a couple hundred now, I think, isn't it? Anyways, torso. Speed attribute, melee power boosted, solid. Okay, transformer, high mobility, workable. Oh, okay, those are some nice numbers. So you're looking at about 2200 melee attack after everything's said and done. You're looking at about 1920, yeah, about 2000 shot attack. For a torso, that's really dang high. I find it interesting that it's kind of balancing out shot and melee like really high when it's only boosting melee with its traits and abilities so far. Okay. The F funnel, C- A+. Don't even have to check. Actually, hold on. Let me do. Launch funnels to strike foes in all directions. This is a melee. Okay, so this uses a different modifier than what we're used to. This pretty much works like the same idea as the Moon Gundam backpack, where that was physical melee. This is beam melee. So even though it has a C- modifier, it's still actually going to hit ridiculously hard. Beam funnels just got shafted in this game, dudes. Remember that. Even though it's C-, it's a beam melee funnel EX. Beam melee. Transformer, high firepower, workable tags, numerically, wow, 0 armor. That is danger zone. Stupid. That is dummy thick melee attack on those arms, though. Holy crap. That's what, yeah, wow, that'll break 10k on those arms, not even a problem. Not bad. Okay. No complaints on the arms. Legs, Beam Vulcan. D power? B+ power. Oh, spicy. Okay. I'd have to see the EX to actually kind of make heads or tails whether or not it's good, so we'll worry about that when we get to the Twitter video portion. Transformer, high firepower, workable. Numbers, nothing to complain about. It's got Sokai stats on those legs. Those legs actually be dummy thick. Excalibur. Haha, that's a real cute way to phrase it. Raise your melee and shot attack by 19%. Okay. So this is going to be one of those skills that purely depends on the animation that plays as to whether or not it's good. Because if it's bad, you're locking yourself into a animation you can't do anything about, and if your attack whiffs or whatever, then you're just kind of a sitting target. It does give a token boost to your stats. Nothing crazy though. It's only for you as well, it's not for your entire squad, so keep that in mind. But numerically, it's got some pretty good numbers on it. Like, really good numbers for backpack, so... Okay, the Beam Saber. When attacking with beam, melee power boosted. Well, considering that's pretty much this thing's entire kit, no problem. Now, do note, this is actually still going to be useful on many suits because there's a lot of really good beam melee EX skills out there. So yeah, Food for thought. Transformer, high mobility, and I got no problem about the numbers. This'll look real nice after alterations. Okay. 7, Hyper Dodds Rifle Magnum. Well, you better hit hard. Yeah, okay, he hits pretty hard. While high firepower, EX skill power boosted. Very easy to activate high firepower. So yeah, and it still gives you that shot attack boost, so why not? Transformer, high firepower, numbers are looking good. I don't see many problems with this gun. Actually, I don't really see any problems other than, you know, 0 shot defense, so nothing carries over, but whatever. You know, could be worse. Could have a 0 shot attack. Okay. And the Shiguru Shield. When buffed at crit rate. No, thank you. I already talked about that. And oh, those are some crazy high melee numbers on that shield. Alrighty. Some good numbers, guys. Them some good numbers. Okay. So, between the two, I'm going to say the Magnum, I think, is a more interesting suit. It has a much larger spread of numbers. It's not completely, like, all in on melee. It does have a little bit of shot in there. It has a nice variety of EX skills and traits, and it has an awakening. The SD Gundam is pretty much like all traits all day, you know, and it has that 1 EX skill. So, yeah. Anyways, interesting. Now let's look at Tobia Aranax and a new returner. It's a real shame that they keep putting all these really nice pilots into suits all the time, you know? Anyways, we'll start with a new. Supporter, that's going to hurt. Numbers, excessively low. While power, shooting crit rate boost, that's a wash. Mid-range for space. Well, she's got mid-range. Alright, let's go take a look at Tobia. When one ally shot down, bring your... I already talked about how I feel about that. Infighter, the numbers aren't too bad. He doesn't break any records. High firepower, high mobility. Both tags are very workable. So, you know, he's got that going for him. He's an okay melee pilot. Definitely solid. Not best outside of build, project, and slot. The trait, I don't really like that much, but each to their own. Okay. Most interesting. Let's take a quick look at the event blueprint suits, and then we'll pop on over to alterations. And then I guess we'll look at the Twitter videos and whatnot. Maybe we'll look at the Twitter videos first. I think we'll do that. When one enemy shot, Toby immediately leaves the battle. That's a good use of all that extra vernier. So we have, the Regnaze Julia. We have the red. Is this the normal or the custom? That's the custom. Cool. Now, I'm not saying that this part's really good or anything, but, like, I'm just pointing out that it's there in the shop. There's no ulterior motive to me doing this. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay, and Lightning Gundam. Okay, that's definitely a suit. Okay. Let's look at those Twitter videos, shall we? All this talking is making me most thirsty, la. Okay. First thing we gotta do here, Twitter. Did those videos better be up by now? They are. Okay. Now, to prevent deafening all of you, and probably still deafening myself, I'm just gonna turn off my desktop audio for this, because it's just safer that way, frankly. Okay. So where's our desktop? There it is. Alright. Let's take a look at what these suits offer. Oh yeah, that's loud. Guess we're starting with the SD. What do we got? So this is the Return to Nothing. Okay. I really don't know what I was expecting. All right, and let's take a look at number 2. Could you not? All right, Age Magnum. Okay. Now, my beef with the way that they showed that is you don't know if it's actually a good EX or not because you can't see the range, you don't get to see the spread, but I'm going to assume, yeah, it doesn't have any tracking on it. The projectiles don't seem to be terribly quick, so, eh. All right, arms. Exactly what we expected. Cool. Instantly diced. Okay. The head. What is the range on that? You guys seeing this? What the heck? All right. You know, that kind of, wow. A plus with that kind of range, spammable. And it had a pretty quick animation to it too, all things considered. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay. Okay. The range does need to be tested. You are quite right on that. Okay. So, we didn't really learn too much about watching those Twitter videos. The one thing we did do, however, is look at the GN Vulcans on the Magnum legs and go, well, these could be bad or good. We don't know. We didn't really learn anything today. Okay. Well, let's go look at the altered versions of these parts. I guess we'll go from there. Okie doke. That's it, right? Yes, okay, good. We'll start with the midget. Okay, well, close combat, yeah, so shot, attack, down, and melee power boosted. That's a very nice trade to make because you're not going to be running a shot suit with this head. You're going to be running a melee suit, so losing 10% of your shot attack is, well, you don't care. Good. Okay, next up on our to-do list, the torso. Melee power boost, and when attacking with physical EX skill power boost. There are a myriad of very, very powerful physical EX skills in this game. Physical melee, specifically. So this is a extremely solid upgrade to this torso. Arms. Enemy melee power reduced and EX skill power boosted. Now, close combat is very easy to activate, so this secondary trait is going to be very powerful. Now, the one thing I will point out is if you're looking for kind of a min-max best part, this won't be it, Chief, mainly because we do already have parts that have both trait slots boosting EX skill power or melee power, things like that. So, yeah, still not bad. You know, reduce the enemy's melee power and you get a fat EX skill power boost. What's not to like? Well, you know, other than the first trait, but we don't ignore that. Okay. Melee crit rate boost and in-fighter job melee power boosted. Okay, now, at least the second trait is really good. The first trait, as much as I dislike crit rate, at least it doesn't really hinder the suit's overall thing here. The main reason being is because, you know, it's kind of works into the concept of what the part is good at and what the second trait exemplifies. So, as much as I don't like melee crit rate boost, you know, at least it's better than recover 5 armor a second or something. You know, kind of symbiotic, so to speak. Backpack. So you get the melee power boost after 10 seconds, and infighter enemy melee power reduced. I don't really like that second trait being added on for that. The cost seems extremely steep for something you can just get from a, welfare part or a pick ticket part. But each to their own. Maybe you really like this part, you want to put on your main suit, you want to gimp the enemy a little bit. Cool, this is your niche little selection right here. And the swords. I believe we saw the stats on this already. Yeah, A-A, and 39% melee attack boost. Not bad. Not bad. But for a Sokai part, it's a little lacking. We typically would like to see S-rank power on a cutscene EX skill. Typically, we don't have to see it, but that's what we normally see, at least on the big kahuna for the suit. And 39% is a solid boost, but we know that suits can go up to 49%, up to 54% even. So, a little lackluster. Okay, and our final look today is the H2 Magna 8. But oh yeah, right, I gotta open it now. It's terribly late for me at this point. Okay, numerically, what are we looking at? Yeah, there's no point really worrying about the numbers, I guess. We already know they're going to be stupid high. Yep, 54% melee attack boost. Beautiful. Yep, no complaints. That's a solid upgrade. Torso. Come on. Come on, buddy. There we go. Melee power boost and EX skill power boost. Now, of course, the cool time up 10% can be kind of a hassle. So the way that it'll work is pretty much you have when you start a match, right, you'll have a 100% cooldown, so it's normal. And for each part you have that reduces your cooldown, it takes off that amount. So if you have 50% cooldown reduction, match starts 50%. This will add 10% to that. So instead of 100%, it's going to be 110% that you got to work down. So just something to keep in mind when you're building. You can still completely negate the cool time up 10% debuff on this and just get the big fat benefits from it. But it requires a little more work than just going for the 90, 95, 100% that a lot of people are using. So we can get 100% if I remember correctly too. So anyways, moving right along. Arms. So pretty much this is the Moon backpack, but on a pair of arms. Don't let the B+ power or even its original, it was like C- rating before alterations fool you. This will still hit very hard. It's not going to hit as hard as, let's say, Bisect, at S, but melee funnels are very good. So just something to keep in mind. And obviously the arms have stupid high numbers, so. Alright, the Beam Vulcan. This one was kind of weird. This is something that is going to require testing to actually know if it's really good or not. Main reason being, we don't know the real projectile speed, how far the projectiles go, the spread of the projectiles, because in the demo video they used to show it, it went very, very short distances. Yeah, so, at least it's A- power, right? Backpack. So we saw this, and it's pretty much just like what we saw with the 00 Sky backpack, quick cut. Well, the Sky had kind of a long cut scene. This one's a little quicker, and you get a big, long beam sword to swing. It's a pretty spammable one with A+ power, but all the enemy has to do is take about one step to the left or one step to the right, and yeah, you do nothing. Okay. And the weapons. So what do you get? You get your melee power boost when using beam, and you get EX skill power boost for shot attack down. Considering it's a pair of swords with 0 shot attack, yeah. Alright, beam rifle. What do we got? Hey. Oi. While high firepower, EX skill power boost. When buffed, enemy EX skill power reduced. It's very easy to be buffed, so this is probably going to be active whether you want it to or not. At least it's EX skill power. Now, okay, so pretty much like the way that the hierarchy works with this, so the best that you'd want, so the least slots would be EX skill power. That way you'd only use like 3 to 4 slots and you would have they could only hurt you with neutrals. They wouldn't be able to use any EX skill on you to do damage or any significant damage. The next one, and it's only because of the amount of slots you use on your suit. The next one would be reducing their melee and shooting power, because that also affects EX skill power. Because if they have 0 shooting damage and 0 melee damage, their EX skills obviously can't do anything. But in order to reduce both of those values to 0, you have to use like 6 to 8 parts, right? Which is significantly more than, 3 or 4. So, yeah, but if you're just, making a support suit to do all that for you, it'll be fine. Anyways, yeah. And shield. This EX is A plus power, post all through double O sky is A power. The problem is, okay, here's the real problem. We don't know what that actually quantifies. We know that the bigger the letter, the better it is, but we don't actually know the tangible difference. And there's EX skills that have the same letters that do completely different amounts of damage in the first place. So you can't even, well, this has A power and this has A plus power, so the plus one's better. That's not really much of an argument because we don't know, right? You'd have to try them side by side with the exact same numbers against the exact same enemies, and then you would know whether or not one part is better than the other. But that's a very difficult thing to accomplish for the majority of players. So that's kind of a, if it was like C versus A, yeah, that's a big difference. You're going to see an actual difference in numbers. D, B, yeah, you're probably going to see a difference. But, A plus, the fuck? Okay. So, what's left on here? When buffed, melee crit rate boost, and back parts EX skill power boosted. So that second trait addition is actually really nice. Because, being able to boost your EX skill power is nice. The back, there's a ton of really nice back EX things. And much like I said with the melee weapon, or not the melee weapon, yeah, the other swords, at least it kind of, it was the legs on this suit. Anyways, it feeds into what the actual, concept is. This shield has a ton of melee attack on it, so the fact that one of its traits boosts melee crit rate on its own, not that great. But when you add in a very powerful second trait, that first trait doesn't seem so bad anymore. It's that whole symbiotic thing going on. Anyways, cool beans. So that's pretty much all that. What's next? Patch notes. Okay. Patch notes. Actually, is it in game? That's not what I wanted to click on, but what can you do? Notices. Okay, so there is a brief description in here. Awesome. Okay, custom abilities, we already know about that. Word grades. Yeah, we already know about that one too. Okay, so the cruise shop's getting word gear pieces. All right. This is what they... Okay. Yeah, they talked about this, boosting actual word tag values. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the only real concern I have with this is that you have to level 99 parts that have specific word tags in order to be able to access this feature at all. So pretty much what that means is every single welfare that you've ever had and will ever get, you should just get to level 99 in order to take advantage of this system. So it's better in the website pictures. I don't have the website on demand here, unfortunately, so you're just gonna have to deal with the phone. Plus, yeah, I'm extremely tired now. I've had to completely change my schedule around for my job. So typically by now I'd already be sleeping. So I kind of gotta get kind of the work-life balance kind of stuff going again. So anyways, yeah. Crew shop's gonna be added. 5 shop grades. Okay, crew crystals, crystal tickets, and awakening circuits. Cool. Oh, and the shop grade gets reset. So this really wants people to play hard. Okay. You get your daily crew missions, and that'll reward the crystal tickets and stuff. All right, cool. Oh, we get a new story chapter. That's going to be a lot of free horror. Nice. Okay, code 5 is being added back in again. Okay, well, it's getting 114 hard. Cool. Job gear pieces and job gear blueprint mats on 114 very hard. Cool. All right, more crew notifications. All right, they're finally improving the multi-mission matching for crews. All right, and now you can actually... Okay, good. They're finally adding that like mass mark roll, so you don't have to keep doing this one at a time crap. You can just do 10 at once, which will really speed up burning through build points if you're someone like me who has a ton of them. All right, EP cap is being removed. Awesome. All right. Oh, they're expanding the event boost to cover more screens. Oh, finally. They're adding a way to quickly get event Gunpla suits so you don't have to keep hunting for the friend code. Whew. Okay. SNS improvements. Okay, they're finally showing. Yeah, I hate when I go to the shop to buy something. It's a 99 plus, and it's like, all right, do I have like 101, or do I have like 620? There's kind of a difference here quantitatively. All right. So I guess they're adding 10x. Oh, okay, so they're letting us use 10 capsule tickets at once instead of having a solo roll, but it's just going to be like single rolls. There's no guarantees or bonuses. All right, heck, that sounds neat. Auto sell any 1 to 3 star part AI pilot. Okay. New or bonus don't count. Now that's nice. So this is going to be really handy if you decide to hit up the gacha and you get a bunch of dupe parts you don't care about. You can quickly nuke them with this. And the reason that's a big deal that it doesn't delete new is in the scenario like, okay, here's a great one. Earlier today, I decided to finally use all my premium capsule medals and start rolling to kind of get rid of them, before the gacha expired. And I got a couple of new parts, and I to make sure I didn't accidentally get rid of them when I went to sell the first 100, I had to go find them and manually lock them. With this feature, I wouldn't have to. They were both new, so they wouldn't be included in the auto sell. Everything else would be, though, meaning I'd have much less poking around my inventory to do, which is really nice in general, because the less I have to worry about inventory management and sorting, the easier it is to play and just kind of focus on the game itself and not the micromanaging aspects. On that note, I still need to go through and get rid of all my dupes because there's like 300 slots in my inventory taken up by dupes of 4 stars. I'm too lazy to go and merge together. Anyways, yeah. Let's keep going. Mobile Haro full set. Nice, we got a Mobile Haro Gunpla. It's going to be interesting to look at. And our new cap is 240. Okay. Whole bunch of bug fixes. Using light mode or other device settings, the axis will miss even if in range. That's an interesting bug if I ever heard it. Wow. Whew. All right. That's a very interesting patch coming up. What I'm not looking forward to is the inevitable 4.5 hour stream where I have to talk about all the new additions and the changes to the gears and the word tags and oh god. But I'll do it. Anyways, with that, guys, I've gone over pretty much everything that there is to do tonight. We've looked at the welfare, we've looked at the gacha, we've looked at the Twitter stuff, we've looked at the patch notes, we've looked at the alterations. We've milked this patch for everything there is. Alright. Get ready to suffer with 2.4. Anyways, as always, guys, thanks for coming, watching, hanging out, and all that. This video, as with every live stream I do, is going to be left in the archive, so you can go back and watch it if you need to. Peace out, and I will see you guys. I'm not showing you the bed. I'll see you guys in the next video.